Well, this, in fact, is huge. Felix Bautista back on a major league mound for the first time in more than a year, and he impressed. Hello, everybody. I'm Jon Leiberman. This is Orioles Digest. Really good news for the Birds today. Wait until you hear Felix Bautista's line in the inning that he pitched. Adley goes yard, and two Orioles in the top 20 prospects of all of baseball. But let's get to exactly what you want to hear as an Orioles fan. This is Felix Bautista's line against the Red Sox today. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. It doesn't get to be much of a cleaner line than that. 13 pitches. He looked dominant. This is all breaking now, but Felix just said, quote, "It's something I thought about every day. It's something that kept me going throughout my rehab process." As I just said, he struck out 2. He looked really, really good. And velocity-wise, oh my gosh, velocity-wise, well, we'll get to Basayo in a minute. Velocity-wise, Felix was outstanding. Up to 96. In fact, I think he had, pardon me, he was up to 97. He had 2 balls that hit, two pitches that hit 97 on the gun, a few that hit 96. But he looked healthy for the first time in almost 2 years. The mountain is back. And I think it's important to note, you saw the line there, but I also think that it's important to take this time and really look at just how dominant Felix is. The numbers in 2022 were outstanding, and then obviously the numbers in 2023, he just took another leap. All the numbers are just so solid. The 1.5 ERA. He was the best closer in baseball. All of this on the heels of course, the national media questioning 2 things. Number 1, if he's one of the top 10 relievers in baseball, and number 2, even if he should be the closer on the Orioles. And I will just pose the question to you, because look, 1 outing a season doesn't make. This is spring training, all the things. We know that. But, I'll ask you the question. Should Felix Bautista on opening day be the Orioles closer? I say absolutely, unequivocally yes. If no matter what happens in spring training, as long as he looks healthy, is throwing with this 96, 97 mile per hour velocity, then that's your closer. And some have said, well, Sir Anthony Dominguez, he had, 10 saves in the second half of the season last year. Why not, maybe start with him and ease Felix into the role? But you have, it's just, our bullpen is a wealth of riches. There are so many good pitchers in our bullpen, especially now that you have Kittredge out there, you have Cano again. Dominguez shouldn't actually have to pitch in super high leverage situations if you don't need him to. But again, alas, let's go back to the big news of the day, which is Felix Bautista. First time in almost 2 years, taking the mound, looking dominant, hitting 97, 13 pitches. He looked like the mountain. And, if you see me looking over here, it's because I'm just continuing to monitor for any breaking news because this literally, he just got off the mound. And so, it's good news. Good news for the Orioles. A couple more details while we're here. He struck out Trace Thompson on a 96 mile per hour fastball, and Nate Eaton on an 85 mile per hour splitter. and then his final pitch was an 87 mile per hour splitter that got Hamilton to ground out to third base. So just all in all, a great outing. The other good news of the day, Adley goes yard. Adley's first home run of the spring. It's always good to see that as well. And finally, the top 20 prospects in baseball have been released, and it's no surprise that this man, Coby Mayo, and this man, Samuel Basallo, are both on the list, both in the top 20 in all of baseball, and no surprises there. These guys are young and hungry. A couple questions for you. First on Basallo, again, 6'4", 180, a lefty. He is blocked at the moment by Adley, but he is clearly the best pitching prospect, or catching prospect rather, in baseball right now. He's produced at every level. He's got a great arm. He's a good blocker behind the plate, and he is going to be the backstop of the future for the Orioles. I don't think there's any chance that he's ever going to be trade bait unless something really changes. And then Coby Mayo as well. Coby has just continued to surprise. He's already reached the majors at age 22. He spent most of last year at AAA, 22 homers in just 89 games. He got a little hurt, broke a rib. He hits the ball really hard. He's 6'5". He's a big, powerful guy. And so, look, his bat looks like you're looking at a 30 to 35 homer upside type of guy. So Coby Mayo, Samuel Basallo, both in the top 30 for the major leagues, for prospects, and it's good to see. There's been a lot of talk that the Orioles have lost a lot of their farm system, which they're not wrong because of the promotions and all of that. And look at the guys, look at the infield, the big league level. I mean, obviously, of course, Gunnar's up, Holliday's up, Heston's up. I mean, you could keep naming the guys. So, of course, it's going to deplete your farm system a bit, but the farm is still healthy. 2 of the top 20 prospects in all of baseball. And again, back to our big headline of the day, which is Felix Bautista, the mountain, pitches 1 inning, strikes out 2. The velocity's there. He looks healthy. He was happy with the performance. Who's not? This is Orioles Digest. We'll talk to you soon.